Anh có IELTS chưa? IELTS á. IELTS, anh có IELTS chưa? Tôi có IELTS rồi đó. Đi học IELTS đi nha.
At this point, you can tell that IELTS is basically the Jesus Christ of English learners, the flex state of life, the kind of healthy vegetable that you feel like you're supposed to be eating but never actually know why. Most of the time, people jump on this bandwagon because of all the hollow promises on an IELTS certificate. Yes, you need to grab that IELTS certificate if you want to have a better job, a brighter future, 1 million subscribers on YouTube. Oh, you live in Hanoi, so you don't have access to clean air and water? Why not grab one of these? Today I'm gonna try to clear all the fog around that questions for you. Should you learn IELTS? Honestly, I don't know why I'm still making this video. Like, everything is kind of painfully obvious. If you're talking about taking the test, whether or not you should take a language assessment exam should only be decided once you reach a certain level in that language. In other words, you take a test when you have a thing and you want that thing to be tested. So if you have never learned the language, or in a similar case, only know as much of a language as someone who've never learned it, I don't see any reason why you're still asking such questions. But you know me, I do not assume on people's intelligence, especially those on the internet. You clicked on these videos because you wish to learn IELTS in a literal sense. Okay, hear me out. Here's how you properly learn IELTS. Step 1, you don't. You're supposed to learn the language so that you can prepare for the exam later. You can't expect to improve if all you're willing to learn is how to squeeze the highest score out of your lowest effort. Breaking news! Test preparation is meaningless without actual comprehension. There is a difference between knowing how to do something and being actually able to do it. You can learn how to do something by watching others, but if you want to be able to do something, you have to engage in it by yourself. I think the current Western fever in this country, together with people's inferiority complex and their desperate attempt to find a lazy solution to their problems, has somehow given IELTS this inflated reputation. Lots of people see IELTS as a shortcut to accomplishments, something by which they can earn more impressive results in a shorter time and with less effort. They want their English to be just there, good enough to be able to communicate, but not too good because it still needs to be quick and easy. Totally reasonable demand. I don't see why people would call it a double standard. It is sad and disgusting how these people think they can literally bargain for knowledge. To them, dedication is somehow negotiable. Oh, I don't have time to learn English. I hate grammar. Should I learn IELTS instead? I don't know. It sounds almost as reasonable as I'm a 14-year-old incel with brain cancer. Should I embark on my YouTube career? So according to CFR, being able to handle basic communicative situation requires about 600 hours of guided learning. So if you learn language at a realistic intensity, it will still cost you about 3 years on average to be able to communicate effectively. But to some people, life is too short to be talking years or even months. So they just go ahead and believe in stuff like overcome your fear of English after 10 weeks. Easy, just use these words, follow the structure, choose B whenever you're unsure. It doesn't sound like anyone would be dumb enough to bite into these, right? Wrong. People do, and they do hard. And before they can even realize how unreasonable and unrealistic their demand was in the first place, they have already spent everything on nothing but placebos instead of actual knowledge. What they got is just a reassurance against their own insecurity. And you know what? I do not even blame debaters. I blame debated. IELTS is not a freaking miracle. It's never supposed to be an alternative to English. It's written right in the name. IELTS is a test. It's supposed to reflect how good you are at using a language, not how good you are at doing a test. So here's some little advice from a self-proclaimed English teacher if you want to hear. Learn English with the purest form of motivation. Once you've reached actual fluency, you're gonna find the idea of sticking a piece of paper in your forehead to prove that you're good meaningless.